Okujeto Ablakwa will be best a notorious member of parliament in our republic. Also, Mr. Speaker, the National Cathedral project of Ghana is potentially the most expensive project in the history of Ghana, quote unquote. Now, what menka say, we move motion under Order 191.
Sure.
But Speaker, so lo and behold, I to me say both leadership no or informal, or constitute, or for members in bra, on Bible constitute that special committee about the ako Almighty National Cathedral since 2020 March. Ya abandona till date. Your take generally.
Madam I say na Abdi motion ya Okujeto movie. Let me salute my brother Okujeto for such a wonderful display of the oversight responsibility that is bestowed upon him by our parliamentary arrangements. Wachire say yenye Okujeto saso dodo Ghana befa ntoma pefra. The illegality a what's project we move, and arguably I stand to be corrected, and I am yet to be schooled on any other project that cost a chain. National Cathedral, I want to know for paying project Hawaii and a such an audacious project. Meaning this that 111 all put together will reach that cost because we are talking about $400 million US. $400 million US. And say, oh, car.
According to the Honorable Member of Parliament, Okujeto, currently, the figure available now is $58 million US.
Sir,
as at now.
As at now.
Yes.
Beginning from the board of trustees, Omo can say it will cost $200 million. Later, Omo can say it will cost around $280 million. Finally, Omo call Parliamentary Select Committee anymore. They made it clear, say it is hovering around $400 million. It is say I could do somehow $58 million. That's just say a project that the cost is unending anyway soon.
Surely.
I bet me about say that you be on your baby mukra na a chumbe 60 because we are now at $58 million. Sika by the rem from the last count was 332 million. Now 332 million. Say what they call dollars more because project is in dollars. What they call dollars more in today's exchange rate, we are looking at $40.68 million. Compensation for Siwa buying Waterstone Company Limited, other individuals, we are looking at the project cost itself. I buy the 40.6 billion Ghana cedis and now we'll come to that. Say, and near me, what President Akufo the Niswa he intends to do with this cathedral. Or you bent on still continuing with this project, we'll come to that.
Yeah, surely.
Now, Okujeto, the bravery I exhibited in moving this motion, ma salute, and he deserves the commendation of all Ghanaians. The illegality that is associated with this project is mind-boggling. Ghana, before every money is taken from the consolidated fund, you see can crab back, you see can crab football. I was saying in your parliamentary approval. And it's expended without the parliamentary approval. You contravene the very provisions and the laws of our country.
Yes, I said parliament.
Ejitum answer.
Okay.
And until our budget statement, annual budget statement, oh, and in the budget statement, you know, and now all the best shem ye. Now, my seven form your Ghana and then we see for now bobo won't say economically, socially, security wise. Ebeboa asanya just M1 yem fa won sika na yem preso ma wonye because o man sika na nyawodia and it must be expended judiciously that will inure to the benefit of the all Ghanaians or majority of Ghanaians. President Akufo-Addo why lawyer ni now so it does appear sending paying way so and are engaging in massive illegality and violation of the various laws of our land and various provisions. What him say, it came to light, a special auditor general report on COVID-19. And majority say na over the report. Can you the report?
Sure.
Every parliament on committee.
And the crowd they buy a national to minority ninja satisfied.
I get satisfied with the details, no the abano. So details in the muno. And you be who say 339 million Ghana cedis. I had all the bad dollars more. I have 40.68 billion. Abaye year for Ghana for 2 months without the consent of parliament. Inti hono mraton kasiye. Mraton kasiye. Now, so we share the house so the double identification of a member on the board of the trustees. Openyin Victor Sofo Victor Kusi Boateng. Okra ID cards mienu. Yeah. The illegality, make one say, first of all, you cannot have 2 Ghana cards. Ya baako, kweku, kwabra edu jemfi, ya baako, ensusuye Victor Kusi Boateng. Now, okujeto, need digging of information about National Cathedral, and also called chance on a letter. Yeah, Jubilee House, knowingly, nimpefe say, Victor Kusi Boateng, one Sunday, kwabra edu jemfi no. They wrote a letter. I mean, this issue was discussed. Metro TV recently, and now could you talk us? Masa Koja letter been on the share with Randy Abbey and the other NPP panel on the show. Say Parliament with Jubilee House, actual letter, issue letter to Ghana Immigration Service. Say, Mama Victor Kusi Boateng, aka Kwabena Edu Jemfi. In an informal letter, we don't use those names. Yenyusu, formal letter biano, you try more detail and the registered and recognized detail or information. So when the parliament issues a letter, say, issue letter when Jubilee House or chief of staff, who is the chief scribe of Jubilee House, actual krata edema Ghana Immigration Service said, Mumma Victor Kusi Boateng, aka Kwabena Edu Jemfi, sa name no so mumma ne passport mano for ne juma wo be ye ewo National Cathedral board no so. Enti hu ade ewi e bia mako school adri. Now, looking on for such an illegality to be perpetrated on Ghanaians and on various institutional reforms are so far. No person which I say. The way any and Samaya a World National Cathedral, yes, I mean, Yankopon, and so a pobo, a bow of king who win, and will get who win. A ponqua, MPP are buying an Akufo-Addo, dear boy, a woman could get up rack when you could I say, no, say now, you have Parliament. Parliament and my bipartisan inquiry committee. Now, someone making inquire me could to my word against their word. But what must say? Parliament is transfer. Anytime you best set a commission or a committee or a commission of inquiry, no, almost powers in the almost powers, no, is equivalent to high court. Enti ye hemuno Attorney General pa on prosecute or more prosecute. It's a public document that the findings can be used in the prosecutorial process by any other government. Nti minim say ye be wie no na krono a akoso wo sa nyema we mu ene mmraso tietia akoso wo naso cathedral ho e wo awurade din mu no minim say MPP aban fa nya we but inshallah 2025 say NDC ba power na nyame ya do na John Dramani Mahama so afna mu a committee in report no e be dia him e wo Ghana ha papa
Mesa about ho medawase I Abdul back to you. Bipartisan special committee to be set up. Any commendation in the first place? Abasubo bisi say bo owura okuja to abaso sonko kwan so because what to anamo a sombo my asoman.
It's good. It's a sitting member of parliament. Ewura Samba Okujoto Ablakwa call for say yen setting up a bipartisan committee na yen investigate 58 million United States dollars yedi akoshe cathedral eboa ade papa na men recommending for say we paganity say keta ahye proye ne kankan de ono yewura okujoto ablakwa on so na ne ye me wanwan so ne say me hu bibi ti say double standards bi yakopi ne yewura okujoto ablakwa yewura okujoto ablakwa say $58 million some bododo. Essence said the Quacker Cathedral. Nemum Enyan one wants to say, O could Ubia Washe Amayedi Gana Dream 132 million United States dollars. I know the and yet a persecution or Dini Pakonichi court. Oh, no.
Why am na okay?
Oh, now so what you want to call is do that Eddie Sika Koche.
Why at you ho?
Ewura a friend say Okujoto Ablakwa or parliament wo. What am I say?
Na
Collins Dauda di Sika e Koche and no the Ewura Okujoto Ablakwa
o Collins asem e wo court ya na.
Na say no bi na me kan. Me say ye kan kata ahye proye ni kankan eno na Ewura Okujoto Ablakwa kon meboa.
Yeah.
Enti okun no ba ko bi suso free mu nti nke ye nipa wo ko keta ahye proye ni kankan dia na che say ye wote wutwitwitwi say ye si obi suso ama sika bi afa ba bi no emfa wo ho nkoye den enko fore ho because
no court wo di asem no.
Oh, Abdallah, you are
me bisa
me so me ka kire wo say me ba be fight corruption. Me boa me be fight keta ahye proye ni kankan na se oman no ye say ekwan a ye sika bi efa so yiraye no
yesusu
se oyi nipa wei e na waya ahwehan masika na ye den anem ana se ye nim ne bebi a ewo me a me ko keta ahye proye ni kankan no ewo se me ko ta oman na chi se o me kire bebi esika no na emom afa de makota ni pakona ye bo no ko edu se o masika na yira na chi.
Okay.
And you say double standard be yabaha. In one breath, me chase 58 million. In another breath, what's now Unipa, what's now my $132 million year and the year because we am a party niba. Ya or man say, oh yeah, yenetin, oh yeah, said ye say a fata. Yan so even for him to oh, it's me see dear, baby, a wojine dear, or jine, and was say yes, ye tiny chi, Nayan bonichi dom, none your open when your bear and conquer say, oh, crocro the John here. Eh, Mammy can't send me. As a glemy housing project, Nanke was say, ye talk 5,000 housing projects, 1,000 units. Yeah. na per the cost no as at that time no if you how unit be able cost here $40,000.
I for now no me pesa ye be ko saglemi issue because we are not discussing.
I am drawing. I'm coming to a point.
Me ba tie me. Oh, what have tie me? Mama o kwan ma making necessary reference to it. Me fi say no, that should be enough, and you move forward. But the moment you go into the details of saglemi issues, asem da court today, and that is not our topic for tonight.
Mama can say asem da court me mu atan you kasa asem da court ya ye ko ho na mu de mu fa koti kwa bi so je say ye bie chance no so ye ntene ase let's open it for Ghanaians to see what is inside.
But we are not discussing saglemi.
Me so me building me point now say you discuss of osofo no osofo na papa we
osofo dey say no waka cathedral no waka cathedral
that housing unit na here come
osofo kusibo is part of the scandal.
Good, don't worry, but what Collins Dauda here is part of corruption in Ghana.
But we are not discussing.
But we are also worried about the double standards of
Abdul Wahab
this issue of
Abdul Wahab
if it was wrong yesterday if it was wrong yesterday if it is wrong today yes it means that yesterday it was wrong. Maybe what? So let's always let people understand say ni any pakro ye no. What ma say? Why no won say or but push some my it seems we don't get the point.
Yes, semi pushy because ye ntimi kofa saglemi embekans National Cathedral when discuss it. That's my point. But I agree with you. Maybe I don't have team.
Then it means that anytime you give any topic for us, let nobody go merry-go-round and
oh no, Mama Okwama was making necessary digression. What making necessary digression? But to go into the details,
this is what
it's necessary digression. Listen to me. Abdul Wahab.
What I think, and I'm telling you that the man who is claiming he's fighting corruption is not credible.
And you
I want to establish the reason why I said it's not credible.
And you make that valid point. Make me point in me say the moment you go into details of saglemi, then we are diverting. That's my point, please.
My brother, you gave me time, right? And
I gave you time, but I have every right to.
But I have to make my point.
I have every right to moderate
whichever way
that time.
I'll move and get to the point I want. And if you feel that by the time I make the honest of Philly say my time is up and I've no way, then you go on. But to stop me, it's like
no, I'm not stopping you, but I'm calling you. I'm calling you to order, please.
So if at the end of the day, Ghana for and sika ya tesa ya kwa kwe juma, aya $200 million United States dollars. Ye tian $196 million. Nasa ye kwa ya $64 million ne ye juma. Na ye $132 million ayera. Okujo to de yenye ne problem. Na mom yenko chase 558 million a year. Media may kind of say, once we are chasing this one, he should also support the government effort fighting for the remaining $132 million that is lost. And Konkojina will be a chisa ukwe. Now, second, let me know. In MPP, and I said the MPP government is open to any form of investigation. What am I saying? Mostly, say they didn't buy any wasted sika, any wasted Ghana for sika. Auditor General report on COVID-19. From the day our Auditor General report a buyer, man for chassis, we went through the whole thing. There was nowhere in the Auditor General report as pointed to one minister under Adodan Kwakufa to say we disika. And all the monies. Auditor General etimi chire ye ne e wo se ye nkwaje mra ye kwaje aba mo se ye disika kwache sa sika ni nyina aba. So whenever they are setting a bipartisan committee on these issues, I'm always happy because it will kill the propaganda. Okay. What am I saying? For me in MPP, anytime I set it and let nobody deceive them. Yeah, Auditor General report on COVID-19 ye nyina ya kenkan. Bibia and I yakoto ndwe yasise omo chire sika no and everything was there live and on ma di omo gu asia se na edit omo penny for di because the Auditor General report did not point to the direction they were talking about. Nti me ya nwanwa kwa po eduru mre bi na say NDC focus about Auditor General report on COVID-19 because it did not help your cause. Nti media mesre say they should form it And this should not be the last one. Other monies are IRA. A bit to say a bipartisan committee should be formed to find out why Yako signing CDB loan. Our woman is only $600 million. I cheer Sikabroso. And there should be a bipartisan committee to investigate that one too. There should also be a bipartisan committee to investigate why we've not cut sword for anything. Now, so Ghana Sika, $300 million United States dollars on the STS Korea deal. That deal, no, nanke ye dealer. Once China for STS for a failure on the no, and was say hold accountable. Now, so it's not see I'm as I can hear then.
Under John Mahama.
Under John Mahama.
Under Mills.
Under John Mahama.
Wasn't under Mills.
Under John Mahama.
STS
Korea was under John Mahama because the entire project.
It was under Mills rather.
Tobo, I'm coming there. Mills said my vice president is in China to nail a coffin to the STS Korea.
Yet it was
Korea.
under Mills.
Yes, but Mills said that deal was in John Dramani Mahama office and the handles are deal.
Still
yes,
a administration of Mills.
Administration of Mills.
That
absolutely
should be made
but
clear.
when things are going wrong today, we blame it on who? Baomi Ameboa. The deal was under him. I'm talking about the deal that is under him.
Maybe in terms of regime.
Yes,
because we are educating the public.
Take...
I like the argument you are raising, but the point should still remain. Say, STS Korean deal was under the regime of Mills, but not Mahama. In terms of regime assessment,
and I'm also
you cannot take it.
Can you minus Mahama out of that regime? As a vice president, whose office was virtually responsible for that thing. So you say we should exonerate him. We should take him out.
We exonerate him.
No. Because the whole deal was in his office. He championed it. And the boardroom wranglings was in his office, not in the office of Mills.
If that's the case, yeah, make us an another by more Ghana for him.
And only away.
Asemo who can more by mu by 7 years muna yewe. Namun timi take action against.
I am also telling you that if indeed Okudzoto Ablakwa is the man he wants us to believe him today, why was he mute? Because he knew.
Is he the only member of parliament?
Oh wow.
Oh yeah, I'm asking. Wow. Is he the only member of parliament?
Wow. So he pick and choose.
275.
No, he picks and choose.
275 members of parliament.
No, he pick and choose. Meboa, or picking a man. No, the aye. So for credit,
no, we are Medina Nado Abdul Wahab. Seriously.
Absolutely.
If indeed you can no credit, Medina Nado Abayan will say, Yama to me, young farmer, your mama, Edia Mao, not 7 years, Muna Yewi, na SCN Korean, the Uzi Sikadi, Akosu Basabasa, na my Nagana for to her Abdul Wahab, and I won't tell myself Abdul Wahab.
May that was here because. So, me without say, even in opposition, so we opposition are we are responsible.
Yeah.
Now, say, on minor or kumemwa, but criminal case, a criminal case. Good. Sir, ye Martinami free office during Mills' era, but he fought a case and won. So, if Okudzoto Tamayebai is very serious to fight corruption. Santa why cases are making no nka was starting fighting will follow him
but they find say Okudzoto nye serious one follow a responsible regime and then say
a
responsible regime
say
ever the ACS Korean deal are okay
asema mi busa won say
o the granted say Okudzoto nye serious onye serious then ya na sem to
yes
what of the government
but the point I mean so me chira won say when you spend the money and you leave no traces, how do I follow the money? And I want to ask here.
There's a money traces.
It is clear. It is clear that you go to court with certain cogent what? Facts. But it was clear to us that when we are a seeker, right now as I'm speaking to you now, Yes, but the point is that you see, Abdallah, one thing we are trying to make it clear here is that say Eban say yes sir no mana, but in any case mami musawo there was this parliament anka 191 no order 191 no edaho could have gone to parliament and asked for bipartisan committee to investigate happenings within the but he chose to come to court of public opinion, make noise, and ended up going back to parliament to set a bipartisan committee. So
so what is missing?
The missing thing is that as a responsible politician and a member of parliament who understands the game of parliament would not bypass parliament and go into the realm of court of public opinion, make noise, and then come back to the right place.
So who a problem would say we get to make use of court of public opinion? You have a problem.
It's wrong because
what is wrong?
It's wrong. Now, what is the essence of coming back to parliament? If indeed his court of public opinion could have solved his case for him, right? He wouldn't have come to parliament.
But who say wrong?
It's wrong because right now court of public
wrong with the meaning say mra etia mra no.
Etia mra because because as a member of parliament, ukura will fax in your hand. There are two things. It's either you move to court or you come to parliament and move the motion for parliament to set based on article standing order 191. So and set a bipartisan to prove into it. Now you've come to the court of public opinion. Because open fans what be did na we no about parliament you say parliament and set a bipartisan nti na court of public opinion fast what be na we free so. I hope you are getting my point.
Okay.
Now, is this same Okujoto Ablakwa?
30 seconds.
Okay, in the case because I don't want. I'm telling you, this man has no credibility. Okay, sir.
Nipa wabo na baswa we no so any credibility. But you commended him.
I commended him because I wanted to fire him. And I don't understand.
Wabo na basu no.
There's a sarcastic way.
Okay.
Of telling him that because he's the same person now. When the Attorney General and the Mills was fighting that look, this thing called judgment debt, was not right. What you know, let a command Martinami do so on Chiasikano in his capacity as who?
Why?
Okujuta Blakwa. I want to catch us a woman, Baby, me back to a company in the same. Wouldn't be mammy. I
didn't let us now. Okay, boy, Muka Crans and a mama.
Based on a judgment debt.
I will say Okujato through letter.
Emma
or Martin. In what capacity?
That is the question.
In his
capacity as who, as I don't know, as you know, because at that time he was even a deputy minister. But he was asking Martin B.K. Amidu to pay a judgment debt. He doubts that the channel I had the first one was it on a issue of on the case of isophoton for judgment debt now or so.
So generally, you know.
So in all,
yeah,
it's good because from the MPP camp we are welcoming this idea of setting a bipartisan committee. At least it will clear the noise. What am I saying? So we support it 100%. But we are also saying that we are urging Mr. No Credibility that after this, he should continue and give him the accolade of fighting corruption, right? So any corruption that he knows, be it in the past, in the present, you should bring them on board and we'll support him.
Jackson, Uche Abdul Wahab, or problem with the persona of Okujato Ablakwa, the Honorable Member of Parliament for Northtown, in terms of credibility.
Abdi, today,
yeah.
Nipa Bakwa, Ghana for say in terms of credibility, he had what we call credibility crisis to manage. His Excellency Vice President Alhaji Mahmoud Bawumia. One na any credibility in Ghana, even within MPP. Check all the narratives from the 9 aspirants, except for him. Obviously, any credibility, even in MPP, the man doesn't have credibility. So we are talking about credibility. More for Dr. Bawumia compare Okudzeto Ablakwa. It doesn't match anywhere. Now, Okudzeto, Ninsemo Awakano, ye ni abem, enti ye beka wasem, but you have the chief clearing agent of our land, President Akufo-Addo. Boni bi ebeko su bia no se ni pe ni manfo nye hwe. Enti hwan ko kase o comfort se ko. Okudzeto is not clothed with the prosecutorial powers. Does he have that? No, he doesn't. Oni. And you can say way. So per credibility, and your cost go and see the charge. Go and read the charge report. Ewo. Okudzeto petition or the command charge. Ewo. Victor Kusi-Boateng awoka National Cathedral Board ho. Kokan charge report no. Exonerate Okudzeto and say indict Victor Kusi-Boateng. Please, credibility there, don't go there. Now, court, go and read the judgment pronounced by the High Court. On this same Papa Supreme Court, Victor Kusi-Boateng High Court, Kosi Okudzeto Ablakwa. Go and read that judgment as well. There are 2 Kusi-Boateng please look out to Abonchasa Boneka for wasting the court's time. Court look at it's a fraud. Court look at it's a fraud. It's what are you talking about? Oh no, of course, Shraj. Yeah, it's on. They say Shraj is cleared by the ruling of the court. Shraj is now cleared to investigate the matter brought before them. Court also exonerating the position held by Okudzeto Ablakwa. That's the High Court. So who is losing credibility here and who is getting credibility? Please, Okudzeto has earned his credibility very well and well grounded into whom to mean da, unlike Dr. Bawumia. Open Google internet to see the biggest liar in Ghana. He didn't pay. Now, Mame kwa same way. Second, or say STS Korea deal. Ghana boka $300 million. If I heard you right, okay, sir, $300 million. If the figure was right, the figure you quoted. There is no report in Ghana here that clearly suggests to say Ghana Sika. Of course, we can deal be about. Over a commitment 1 or 2 for the other party to know, say, oh yeah, serious about the whole arrangement. But when there were ballroom fighting, okay, I said to question Korea deal and the man project now maso and no Edena president. President DNM can also be a president. Now a president. You are involved in the management of the economy. Once a Professor Nelson so you find the currency now or your friend is a kakra. Na what they any bebre into my John Mahama crime money and human bebre on his behalf. Into the case my vice president is in what? Korea. Eko silis a deal no. Enunti so Korea deal where the bani ebesi dan ma. Now if you want more ebesi dan man and talk about pie because there were Ghanaian counterparts within that Korea deal. Now talk about pie women find boardroom wrangling, boardroom fight. Now project numbers so how does Ghana incur the cost? Me per report na indict Ghana say boka. There's no report. Say ya ka sika ira dia. Sika ira o Ghana ha. Edia asama wo kan na and you were on point. MPP about no position can say bebre say ya konfo be sinne. Woman to me for any iota of truth and court to jelly one person poda. And some of the including John Mahama and the team in Akronfo. Woman to me fan court. That's why we can say you are disappointed in another government, and I side with you. So we can say. And
you're not for Nusmana member.
And what I must say, MPP for Naka say, Nanado, and what can say, baby, find this if you want to move my to me and Chiba Kumpoma, you're near you. One woman could the MPP for net, then you are thrown a chin to me, MPP, I mean, near you. Now you're wrapping up because someone to me and change this in back. But you can't see car there, all kinds of good to and you're right in this regime. Crow and Associate. $1 million paid to Crow and Associate. 1 month for no work done, according to Auditor General's report, Dome level. I didn't see it. Okay. Me patrol my phone so I don't know if you me kakra bi na me nua $1 million paid. There's no work done. Dome level pursue. Osa from wa jisika na ma Ghana no to know the whereabouts of that money. Only the Dome level. Proceed on leave. What time on so. Say when you the ruling from the court. Dom level court, no. The High Court have uphold and has exonerated Dom level. Say, Koya, President Kufuor bind Dom level fast, no. Ne kwan bonne, ne kwan papa, and nye mambu papa, nye memo papa. Sa memo so obi bo my sika ba na ba woni concern free abamu. It's not say what can who be no mo bokro no. Now my last one, me
ba ho Jackson. Me san ba ho ma membra wo. 30 seconds, 30 seconds.
Richard Nyama Ekotna Metro TV recently, Richard Nyama recently, or a board chair of Ghana Road Fund, or a board member of Ghana Road Fund, Richard Nyama, or say $1.2 million, 1.2 million Ghana cedis. A year, 1.2 billion Ghana cedis. A year free. Ghana Road Fund, we can't make your contractors can. A year free. And I will be saying, so he's worried about his own government. This is Richard Nyama on Metro TV. And stated this clear.
Beyond this setting up of a bipartisan committee, no me pese ye hwe bibi o ha se Nanado ashe nyamebo according to him say obesi asoldan amano. Na niamimi bisa ne say 2020 a very hectic year for the world, but I mean, particularly here in Ghana because yesu yaniwa. Na omempanyini agia tum prekope on national television say yewo ahuhiahia mu. Na saa yi akro no a menka say saa yi akro no na still omempanyini is bent on say kianeke wasi emfa ho ne de next years ebeka no national cathedral shall come to pass. So civil society organizations, vibrant media houses in the country, the timing of that dream. Meaning, as a member of New Patriotic Party, are you worried with these unfortunate developments?
Well, the statement I make with regards to NIA Sofotun judgment depth.
Nyoka say okuja to throw letter ma Martina Midu no. According to Martina Midu. Yes. Okay. And that letter is public. In the public knowledge.
He said it verbally. He wrote and said
I may can letter no PC, not Amidu talking verbally.
Okay, my mention wa dibi wa ha. Chebia enobema wo hu say it's not about a letter. But my men can say me.
Yeah, me too.
You see, sometimes when person NDC4, I always ask myself, yeah, John Dramani Mama Nebusa, I say, your friends saying, Nana Kufuor Doni, but we are anywhere closer to the presidency before.
Before so
Musa Adeno.
Surely.
And he has been the president, that time he has been the vice president, he has been the president before. Meboa.
Yeah.
He was even the current president then.
Yeah.
Time I 2016 election. Now. And 18. I normally don't talk about near Minister B Akudi. And now what Minister B Akoya Yedibabe aligning the president and I say somebody. But I always talk about the one side Nipananka Sankasa is involved in it. So I don't quote Messi STS Korea. Mahama involved virtually in the office waboyaka. Oko CDB loan Mahama office waboyaka. Oko aeroplane yekotoya wajin to swam waboyaka. He was the first time our president asked his own vice president a commission to be set. But this issue about NDC4 going about Okobo Gogula, the biggest liar in the world. You see, this thing was done by Mwankasamu communication director. Also Google. Go and Google. They're the biggest liar in the world. What am I saying? What am I saying? It is never true, and it cannot be true. Bawumia is the biggest liar in the world.
Okay.
Sometimes we entertain you because we see it to be wayward. What am I saying? Because idea joining here emfa. Right? Now I mean can some back if Obi a biggest liar in the world one of the lies should be seen in the World Guinness Book of what? Records. You cannot point to one. So how do you claim he's the biggest liar in the world? On what criteria? But in fact, the fact of the matter is that Bawumia omukaka motobi sisi. And nine or obi against na obi ko akona se ohun se opponent obi attacking ye ogina ye. Not the weak ones. And it is good. Bawumia is being challenged by 9 competent people.
Yeah, but good. Let me say, would you to me say this could have been avoided? This debate about national cathedral and co-meaning.
But it depends on every obiani interest. And sometimes adibiba obiani or opesobeka. I have never gone through National Cathedral to talk about it, its relevance, it not relevant because I'm a Muslim and he is a Christian. The president is a Christian.
That doesn't stop you from commenting on it.
It stops me from commenting on it because I see it as something. He is the president. He has the mandate. He is doing what he can do to help his Christianity. And so we are singing Ghana so one giant from a bomb and Penina to me say, Ampa, I will hear you woman, Ghana for Munyameho, Menema by Abutre, Nasa Framano airborne now see, Siano Bessia solid. Currently, report now, Meno discussion, say Jumane Jai for how many years today?
Since 2020.
So it means that
under pressure.
No, whether you see the point I am making is whether it's under pressure or it's not under pressure. Once the people who voted you, what am I saying, have spoken, and after who says Sikana I need that money to do something and wait. When situation no former, then I come back to visit it. It's also a plus because if you have a president who the pressure seems to answer okasa, he sees wisdom in what you are also saying. I will believe he does not own monopoly of wisdom. What am I saying? You should applaud him. I think we have to be very fair to the president.
And yes, our cancer and the parliament here or fail you or who? Kind of Furiata, more own members of parliament say.
Look,
one number. Members of minority, vote of censorship.
It's very good. It tells you to, with all due respect, was statement like I say, majority carries the vote. But let's not also forget that sometimes the majority could equally be stopping. What am I saying? Quote in quote. Yes, I can say MPC, stop it. Let nobody quote me wrong. The president, from the angle and where he was seated, saw that the MPs were acting under duress. Say, MPs because the state was in difficulty at that time, that year. No. The constitution, in fairness to our people and in fairness to ourselves, currently, we bought it as much as 1,200. Today is the highest one, 450 Ghana cedi. Indeed, changes have come.
You're talking of an itemized product on the market. We are talking the general economic hardship.
But if the general economic hardship will come and it's not changing, and then you are not being fair to the president.
No, I'm not being fair.
If the president the pace at which Wusu jitum say the pace at which the dollar was running, dollar and cosabium. Do you agree with me? You also agree with me, say, found one and I cost to say about form. Do you agree with me? So, Minka said you will listen to me very well. But at the rate now I war intuited before December 2022, no.
Yeah.
We must be honest and fair to the president. And to be honest with you, this is a president history. And as a posterity will applaud him. Because
in what manner?
For being bold, to put himself in the shoes of his own people, to tell them, say, indeed, this country is hard. Not to send his dogs.
But is that enough?
It's enough. For your
to
own,
tell your people, say, you are enough, and that's all.
It's enough, and today, the current situation today says it all. That for him to admit that there's a mining air day. And today, prices of goods and services are from, even though amount to the lowest year, but don't forget, he still have 1 year, 5 months to rule this country. In 2022,
there is hope.
There is hope.
Okay.
And we have to, in fact, applaud the president for a yeoman's job. And let me come back to
30 seconds. Now, Jackson,
let me come back
this
to
issue
what,
of timing.
What can say? The president failed in parliament. No. Today, have you heard our MPs going around saying that you should remove him again? Because the pressure na every constituency for no way urban. Na anu shit. This time, sir, pressure na article because situation yes, situation na samba. Master, don't forget, say me a father, a husband, and a responsible Ghanaian,
and an MPP communicator,
and I go to market
and an MPP communicator.
Good. And don't forget, there's no commodity for MPP communicators and NDC communicators.
Yet you defend the interests of your party, your government.
It is because I am being fair to my government, being fair to the president, even if it were to be NDC today and things have gone west and now returning back to normalcy, I have to applaud them.
Jackson, back to you.
The president, just a second.
Yeah.
The president has been vindicated for his the position that he took in defending the finance minister, and the finance minister with the figures and the mid-year budget review over here or parliament, he has vindicated the president.
Jackson, back to you. So now President Akufo, they are listening, and I'm referring to parliament. Say, or more members of parliament together with minority, the entire minority say, Kenofuria Tesebi, Wagwa, Untiminya Jumano, Unsi form, but man paying any MP political party, or more maneuver, at the end of the day, no. Or members of parliament, or more but I see a plus for them because if they are not pressure now, every constituencies or urban, they say they echo for. Make me point in any say this whole controversy surrounding a national cathedral. Don't you think say when Panini Akufo-Addo could have avoided it? Senka will take it timing of the project into consideration vis-a-vis the cost.
Sure. Mama can't say Mincho. Wahab has tried defending the indefensible to this evening. What try but Oka Enfa. The inconsistencies are too much. Mamin dealing with a question. What significant change has happened to Ghana's economy?
Or see normal boy, or market and normal boy. Wahab, petrol boss say, saying, 58 cedis. These are 61 Ghana cedis per gallon. As against John Mahama petrol, na 14 cedis per gallon. To catch them say, 14 cedis, ne bo add in 58 cedis per gallon. Say, yeah. What did you say last week? You to petrol. You have to. You to petrol every day. You have to. And the other neighbor was a brother, your friend, the man for God. And 3 cities, 4 cities. Or say, I'm one yellow, no, a gallon yellow, no. None of one or high, but you say no.
You are no, baby, all cannot be Odiagro. Time John Mahama, but now 1 gallon here to the same. And our promises said John Mahama born. What I hope better to near my summer near my bathroom. And they say 1 gallon here say, and on the debate. that you have to win yourself from. What about catch Ghana for say cedi to dollar, Dr. Baumia, cedi to dollar, dollar, cedi to dollar. Now you have 4 cedis. What's your money to? No wabu mine, wabro mine say. And then cedi to dollar is saying, I have 12 cedis. Compare to where you took it from and where you've left it today. Obi Obaka said Nanado is doing well, then probably he's just lying and your TV soon to pursue can be a but no one was a money prano. They say about if any year who are buying Nana year.
And the National Cathedral controversy, was it avoidable?
National Cathedral controversy.
Yeah.
A year projector. Nana for the Makacho say all his policies. A year do Nanado policies in Dr. Baumia policies no. A year do run and no more visa me catch or say a year looting policies and yet developing policies. Looting. A year dina. Nanado Kenoforata was spending $339 million then. 339 million Ghana cedis. Now National Cathedral for also catch Parliamentary Select Committee say monies they have received is 255 million. A chance there's a whooping 84 million Ghana cedis gone missing. Nyakupo yes ni damanu. When no be born, you must nyame sumponie na be your kromfo. And then yes nyame krampo between the National Cathedral trustees as of one and the president Jubilee House no 84 million a year. And no yen ka ho asem. What's a project? So when you initiate a project that sought to suck blood, suck the life of the Ghanaian into poverty, and it's just a project, Papa. Mami kase mi.
For Nusina na yenjin krato brechiawa.
Wadaroma, o mami ni time to wadaroma. Mami kase mi. There is no report that indicts John Mahama. So Akoto plane, ame ya tono so baako. O car someone no atiesie. So me koto car na e me car no ba ye to me ye me car. Baako kan so to speaker. E wo se mitimi ma car no chassis number. Na mitimi ma car no registration number. Sa plane na John Mahama koto na ye tibi car no na plane di the same. Ye the car no di the same. Maybe so let any MPP who is listening to me challenge me on this. Sa a throne na mode tagging ni pan and mutu adedi. Me see aeroplane be na John Mahama koto ya. Ye sa the aeroplane ba ko car no sa plane na di the same.
Ben DC for say Mokra as a mother because say MPP for and then our Habuka. Or Makan, you know, some of us attempted to believe say no.
And me challenge you to wait.
Some are responsible at least. Move it to me about Bonting with issue. I mean just the normal issue release. Press conferences and whatever.
And then they be an abet me fully all Ghanaians.
But we are silent there say no crime sir.
We have debated this issue, but the media, the bride and the compromised media who spin these issues. And then make you say, it beats your imagination. I'm asking my brother, you should provide me the plane number, the Yakoto Falcon, it's not any deal. ACJ Falcon, any deal. Also provide it now. Let me indulge me, Pacho, before you go. I know. There's no that report. There is no CDD, no report again about Wonka. I challenge my brother to provide the source and let's read it. There's no that. Now, last one. John Dramani Mahama say, Sika Abayano was spending 580 million Ghana cedis. Meboa. And Abayano, Sika Musombe projecting 580 million Ghana cedis. Correct. Which means Aka 480 million, they do $1 billion. $1 billion. John Mahama spent $1 billion in building a 12 gas project. And today, a man got $400 million a year. Tell me, President Akufo-Addo project or thereby, a man even $200 million a year. When you can't say what you know for when you pick public funds, invest it judiciously, amount for the and the Ghana gas. Gas. The last time gas short to Ghana. It is because of the work of John Dramani Mahama and the gas short to Ghana. When you can say prudent investments.
Addition mind true to power and